Welcome back to my channel. My name is Robin and this is my channel, Lady Robins, and this is a channel where I talk about cross stitch and all the stitching goodness that's around me on a daily basis. So I am thrilled to have you here at the channel. If you are a new friend and subscriber, in case you don't know, I am also Lady Robins on Instagram. So you can follow me in two places in case you're interested. Today is Friday. It is the 11th of November. It is Veterans Day. So happy Veterans Day, a happy Remembrance Day. I have some veterans in my family. Most of them have passed, but I just want to say I see you and thank you for your service. It is appreciated. We wouldn't be sitting here doing FlossTube probably not without their service and sacrifice. So to all my veteran viewers or family members of veterans, thank you. Thank you for what you're doing and what you have done. All right. What have we got going on today? You guys, there is a million things for me to talk about and maybe get some ideas from you on plans for 2023. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for 2023. So tell me what you're going to do, because I'm all over the place. I don't know how to approach 2023. Before we get rocking and rolling on that topic though, let's do our mug of the day. You know how I like to have a cup of coffee when I'm filming my FlossTube, and I am thanking Melissa, who is a friend and subscriber, and she reached out to me and said, I saw something and I thought of you and I want to send it to you. And so Melissa, thank you. It came, and Melissa, she sent me a mug, and it looks like an old due date card from a library book. I absolutely adore it. So today I am having a latte. I'm actually having half eggnog, half just regular old milk latte in my Melissa mug. So thank you, Melissa. I am thrilled to have this mug, and this is its maiden voyage here on FlossTube. So let's sit back. If your stitching is nearby, grab your stitching. Let's have a beverage together, and let's talk about cross stitch. Pretty good. Yeah, I had to go to Costco yesterday, and my son helped me. And when we got in there, it was like the big Dairy Gold eggnog is there. We've been getting eggnog through our local Smith Brothers dairy. I have a box on my front porch where the milkman comes and brings me milk, but we got eggnog at Costco instead because it was less expensive. I'm not sure it's any better. Probably the Smith Brothers is a little fresher, but anyway, I'm having the eggnog latte. So I'm not a big eggnog latte fan. I have to cut it in half, and then I'm happy. So I'm gonna have another drink. That was really good. Okay, so what have I got up for you today? I have an FFO. I don't have any FOs, and of course I've got some WIPs, and then I've got the start of plans brewing in my head, and I have decided to launch a SAL, and so I want to invite you to SAL with me. Okay, so that's what's coming up. I have finished reading 2 books since last we saw you, so I thought I'll just tell you what books I finished and what I am now reading. Actually, I've read 3 books. I finished 3 books. Okay, so let's start with the FFO. That's always fun. For those of you that are new to FlossTube and FlossTube acronyms, FFO stands for Fully Finished Object, and so I have one for you. I did something new, and this is my FFO. I attended FriendStitch, which is a virtual retreat put on by Bent Creek and Heart and Hand, and they sent us a chart to pre-stitch this little bird on the tree. And then during FriendStitch, we had a finishing video from Mona, and she showed us how to do ruching, and it was so much easier than I thought. It has always looked a little daunting to me. I mean, how do you get all those loopy loops around? And she, you know, basically has you measure your ribbon, and you put a stainless steel pin at, you know, equidistance on the ribbon, and then you mark like every ½ inch, I think it was, on your piece all the way around, and then you tuck it in. So the pin is still in there. I was like, what? You just leave it in there? And I saw on Instagram's a fellow FriendStitch attendee had the brilliant idea. She went through and she glued little red beads on the top of the pin, which was adorable. So I don't know that I will do that. I'm pretty happy with the way it is right now. So I just need to, you know, get a little ribbon, and I'm going to hang it on my Christmas tree. So I have a finished Christmas ornament already. So yay for that. So that was super fun. I will confess, I didn't get quite as much stitching done this last 2 weeks, excuse me, hiccups, as normal, but still I've got some progress to show you. So I have been trying to get back onto the 25/7 bandwagon. I have fallen off. I am more like 25/4 right now. I'm just not getting my morning stitching time in. So that's a little disappointing, but it is what it is, right? I just, you know, I can't help it. Some days are like that. Some weeks are like that. Some months are like that. But when I do get to my 25/7 stitching, I am stitching on the Noel Sampler by Satsuma Street. And so I do have some progress to show you on that. And I might just have to sit down for one of my evening stitches. I usually stitch in the evening while I'm watching TV with my husband, and, you know, just stitch on this so I can get caught back up. So where I was last time, let me just try to wrangle this fabric here. I had finished the French horn down here, I think, when last we got together, and I was just starting on the O. So this is going to say Noel. So this is the O, and then the L will be here. So I've gotten a little over halfway done on the O in Noel. So I love Satsuma Street. I absolutely love everything that Jody Rice, the designer for Satsuma Street, creates. And I love her. I love her vibrant colors and her adorable designs. I love everything about this piece. So yeah, I am stitching this. This is a 28 count linen, and I'm using all the called for floss colors because I think Jody can do no wrong when it comes to her color palette. And I'm just checking, it is stitched on platinum colored linen. This is my card. I think when she, don't quote me, but I think when I ordered the pattern, I could also order the fabric from her, I think. Don't quote me on that. And I ordered this last year, so probably right about this time last year. So I have no idea if it's something that she is still selling. And in fact, I could be wrong. She might not have been selling it in the first place. I might just be making stuff up because it was so long ago. But anyway, you know, 28 count platinum linen, it should be easy to find even if you don't get it from where I got it, and I can't remember. So anyway, that's my 25/7 stitching. I definitely need to spend some more time on that. I was hoping to have it finished this year, maybe not. But that's okay. It's so fun to stitch on that anytime I'm stitching on it, it's enjoyable. So that's my first WIP. Second WIP, and again, this is something that I should be finished with, and I'm not. Oh well, it's just the way it is. It is my November Snowflower Diary piece. So this is available on her blog, and I have told, I think like 2 videos back, exactly how to find it. So if you're looking for it, go back to that video, and the directions on how to do that are there. Because it is it's a freebie, all 12 months, I can show you the chart. And so November has a beautiful peacock. So let me show you. I had pretty close to none of the called for floss. She does a combination of DMC and the Gentle Art Sampler threads. And I didn't have, like I said, most of them. And even some of the DMCs I didn't like. So I completely created my own conversion, and it is a whole heck of a lot brighter than what I've seen online. So this one, I just fell in love with this thread, and I just thought that looks like what a peacock looks like to me. And so I started with that, and then I pulled the DMCs from the chart here, and they didn't really have the same tonal quality as that vibrant teal blue floss. So I just started, dragging things, opening drawers, and, pulling open shoe boxes where I store my flosses, and just started finding things that match. I needed a yellow, I needed a green, I needed an accent blue, and this is what I came up with. So I'm almost done with the interior design. I just have like five little flowers to add to these stems, and then I need to do that kind of Art Deco border. So I still have, at least a week of stitching on it. So that's okay, because I'm going to leave it up until I get December stitched. So that's the way it's going to go. And December, knowing me, won't get finished until the 3rd of January, and who cares? But there's where I'm at on Snowflower Diaries. So I love stitching on that thing. It's so pretty. The other thing that I'm working on is not on the floor. Oh, thank goodness. So I heard something slide. I was like, oh, is it my third WIP? My third WIP is a chart that I did a PDF download from Etsy, and it is from Victoria House Designs, and it is her harvest time. And I loved this thing, absolutely loved the thing. And so I'm making progress. I don't know if I'll have it done in time for Thanksgiving, but I don't care. It'll just get done when it gets done. And even if Thanksgiving is over, I'm not going to shelve it. I'm just going to finish it. I really want to finish. I don't want this thing, languishing on my WIP shelf behind me. I just want it done. And I am going to turn it into a pillow. But here's my progress. So I have the turkey and that pumpkin done. So now I'm starting all the little vines. And then I'll, still need to do the border, and of course, the little berries. I think of those as berries anyway. So I'm having a great time stitching on the on harvest time. And this, I'm wondering if I wrote down. I know this is on what did I do it? 32 count. Here we go. 32 count fox and rabbit up in the attic linen. And boy, do I love this. Oh my gosh, I think this is a really pretty linen. It's showing fairly light as I'm looking at my camera here. It's a bit darker. It is, it's not quite the color of like brown craft paper. It's like brown craft paper that maybe has faded in the sun a little bit. So that is where I'm at on harvest time. So I've kind of been switching back and forth when I can stitch between harvest time and Snowflower Diary, because those are two pieces that I would like to have finished by the end of November. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's been harder right now to stitch. My parents are needing a little bit more help again, and I find that a lot of times after I've been over there helping them, I'll get home and it'll be 9:15, and at that point, yeah, I don't go to bed at 9:30, but at that point my brain has had all it can handle, and so that might be why I'm getting a little more reading done, because reading seems a little more relaxing, even though, I don't find cross-stitching, terribly taxing. It's just that reading is just that much easier. So that's why I've been able to finish 3 books, and I was going to see if I could find the covers here on my iPad. 2 of them I've talked about before. I finished, what is it? Weedflower by Cynthia, oh jeepers, Kadohata. Let me do a quick Google here. Weedflower. Kadohata. 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 So there it is. So that's one of the books. There's her name. That's one of the books that I finished. I would say this is kind of a middle grades read, and it is about a young girl and her family that end up in Japanese internment camp after the Japanese bomb Pearl Harbor. And it's a great book. In fact, I wish she'd write a sequel, because I'm like, okay, now I want to know what happens after, right? So I really enjoyed this particular book. The other thing that I just finished up a couple of days ago is the 10,000 Doors of January. 10,000 Doors. There we go. And that is a novel by Alix E. Harrow, and I'm just waiting for the cover to jump up here on my iPad. Oh, it's thinking about it. Well, we might just have to have a drink of coffee while we wait for it. Okay, here we go. So there is the 10,000 Doors of January by Alix E. Harrow. And so this would be kind of a more realistic fantasy, I would say. I would say probably more of a teen young adult read, but the premise here on this one is that there are doors hidden in plain sight here on Earth that lead to other planets and universes, and it's fascinating. I loved it. It was really great. The main character I found very intriguing. I was with her the whole way. I couldn't wait for her next adventure, next time she stepped through a door. And if you like that sort of stuff, again, I would highly recommend the 10,000 Doors of January by, like I said, Alix E. Harrow. And then the last thing that I got done reading was one of my beloved cozy mysteries called Mocha, She Wrote. And yeah, it's this one. Mocha, She Wrote by Ellie Alexander. And it's like the 13th one in the series. So, again, I thoroughly enjoyed that one. This one was all based around, you know, a latte, a coffee competition. And it was very fun. I didn't figure out who done it by the end of the story, but by the second chapter, I knew who was getting axed. So anyway, those were super fun. Okay, so let's see here. 3 WIPs, 1 FFO. Those are the books I read. Yep. I do have just the teensy tiniest bit of haul to share with you. So let me do that. I got the 11 Pipers Piping in the 12 Days of Christmas Stocking Ornament Club. So I've got 1 to go, and then I've got the whole set. I've only stitched 1 and 2, so I'm way behind on that. I think last FlossTube I said that I would try to get 4 stitched by the time Christmas rolls around. I don't even know if that's going to happen, but maybe I'll get 1 more. That'd be great, right? So here's the latest in that, and I think it's adorable. I really love these. So that was one piece of haul. The other thing that I received was, sorry about that. This was a class at Acorns and Threads. Cecilia Turner, who is the designer of Heart in Hand, came to Acorns and Threads and taught an afternoon in-person class. And I registered for the class, and I ended up having a conflict and couldn't go, which just gutted me, but you know, those things happen. And so anyway, I called down to Acorns, and they sent the kit up to me. So this little thankful houses need to be stitched sooner as opposed to later. So this would be something I'd probably want to start before Thanksgiving, maybe start it in September and have it ready for November for Thanksgiving next year. So anyway, I was really sad to not get to meet Cecilia in person. I actually have met her once. She, years and years ago, did a retreat down along the Columbia River Gorge, and it was her, Bent Creek, and then the trilogy. Oh, I can't remember the third one in the trilogy, but anyway, those 3 designers had a retreat years ago, like at least 20 years ago, maybe even more. And I attended that with my friends Lynn and Sumi, who I talk about all the time. Hi, girls. And we had a great time at that retreat. So I actually have been in the room with her before, but it would have been super fun to have been in person with her again. But oh well, at least I got the pattern, right? And because I had to have them mail that to me, I said, well, as long as you're mailing stuff, mail me the 2023 Book of Days. So I am ready for next year for Book of Days. I'm looking forward to continuing using my calendar to track my stitching. So I'm all set. I'm all set. Okay, so plans. You guys, I am trying to figure out how I'm going to get stitching done in 2023. And I don't want it to sound like, oh, I need a great big huge master plan. I'm just trying to figure out what's going to help keep me on track and keep me motivated. I have fallen off the WIP Go bandwagon the last 3 months here. And it's not that I don't like WIP Go, because I actually really like WIP Go. I like creating the board, and I like waiting to see what pieces are going to be called on my WIP Go board. However, my biggest problem is I feel like because I'm swapping projects all the time, I'm not finishing things, and that's starting to bug me, because now that I've finished Quaker Turtle, which was, a big finish, I want other big finishes. So let me tell you what I have done is where is that darn thing? Here it is, behind me. So if you haven't seen this before, this is my stitching journal. So even though I've got a book of days, I also have a master list of projects, right? And so in here, there is, a start date and a finish. There's a start date, a finish date, and an FFO date. That's clever, because you'll notice there are quite a few things that don't have FFOs. So I was looking in my project list, and what I have done is I have gone through and tried to figure out what are my oldest WIPs, because I want to get those finished. I really want to get them finished and fully finished. If I'm going to frame them, if I'm going to turn them into pillows, if I'm going to do, something else with them, I just want them finished. I don't want them languishing on my shelf. So what I did was I went through and I pulled all of the WIPs that are in my book that I started. So I started this journal in 2020. And I'm like, okay, so what hasn't been completed that I started in 2020? And there's a couple that were earlier and I didn't exactly know the dates. And so I just put January 2020, because why not, right? And so I've got them here, and I'm like, let's go through them really quick. And you're not going to be surprised, because you'll have seen all of these if you've been following me for a while. Now, of course, if you're new here, these are going to be new to you. But I have got 2 blackwork pieces. And by the way, Susan Stanley just put up a new floss tube, and she talks briefly about blackwork, and it's got me all revved up to break out these 2 blackwork pieces. So these are ones that I have started and not finished. So one of them is a year of blackwork. This was a SAL, and they gave, there's supposed to be 52 blocks. And each block has got a different blackwork design in it. Okay, so that's one that has been hanging around forever. And I keep telling myself, well, just do one a week. Just do one a week. Make this be like your 25/7 project. But then if I do that, what about Noel Sampler? So that's one. The second thing that's in this bag is another blackwork piece. And where are you? Where are you, friend? This one is just, I have the tiniest of starts, but this is a blackwork border sampler. So that's another one that is hanging around, and I cannot see like the cover sheet for that to show you, and I don't, oh, here it is. Okay, so there it is. Isn't that pretty? In a rainbow progression, which I love a good rainbow. So I've got 2 blackwork pieces that need to get finished, right? So another one, I haven't touched this. I think I've done 5 days of stitching on this next piece all year, and I love this piece. This is Cardinal Points by Long Dog. There's where I'm at. That's like a fourth of it. Yeah. So there's that one. And then here's the full chart. So I mean, I've just done this corner. So yeah, cardinal points is languishing. I would like a finish on that. So then after cardinal points, we have got the Frankenstein SAL. Oh my gosh, you guys, how long ago was that? Frankenstein. I need to finish Frankenstein because I have in my head this idea that over here on this wall, I can't point, I want literary themed cross stitch here in my craft room. Frankenstein would be perfect. So Frankenstein needs a finish. It absolutely needs a finish. The next one, this I started probably way back when I first got back into cross stitching. I have got the Scarlet House coverlet houses. I am doing this colorway up here. And I know that I started this on, what do they call that? Mania? Is that what it's called? Years ago, you know, like 2 years ago. You know, I'd heard about Mania and you're supposed to have a start and, you know, all that stuff. And so I got all womped up, and then I fell off the Mania bandwagon, and I haven't been on that bandwagon since. So I've got just the first colorway done. So I have two more to go. And this is stitched in silks. This is the only thing I'm stitching in silks, and boy, is that fun. So that's another one that I need to finish. And this one is a smaller piece. Those other ones are, you know, kind of whoppers. So I feel like this one is completely doable. And really Frankenstein also is completely doable next year. Like those two, I should totally be able to cross off the WIP list. Okay, and then the other one, this one is a honest to God whopper, Harbor Haven, right? Harbor Haven. We all know that my husband wants me to finish Harbor Haven yesterday. And I've only done 2.5 of the 12 charts. So here we are. This is how much Harbor Haven I've gotten done. So yeah, there's that one. The other one, and I don't know, somehow I didn't make it. I've also got an Owl Forest Hyperborea. That's another one that somehow I overlooked it in my stitching journal, but that's another whopper. And then the last one, oh my gosh, I'm fumbling to get all this fabric in my bag. The last one, so those are all 2020s. I started Huckleberry Farm in January of 2021. So here is, I was doing 25/7 on this one for a while. And so I would say on Huckleberry Farm, I think I'm almost halfway on Huckleberry Farm. So I'm trying to figure out, yeah, there we go. I'm right there. So I've got, you know, I think if I got that row done, then I'd be legitimately at halfway. So anyway, you guys, how am I going to get all these WIPs done? And this is just stuff that I started 2020 or earlier, right? There's 2021 and 2022 stuff that is also in my stitching journal. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to figure this out. So I'm wondering, how do you approach your old WIPs? Because none of these are ones I want to abandon. Okay, I have done that. I have looked at a WIP and went, nope, not doing it anymore. So help. Tell me how you're going to approach your stitching for 2023. I really think two of them, I think Coverlet Houses and I think Frankenstein, are really close to a finish if I just buckle down. Those ones I think I can absolutely handle. What about the others? How am I going to figure those out? So, yeah. So, whoop, bumped the camera. So, even though I have like a gabillion WIPs, I'm going to start a SAL. And I hope it will be just kind of a year-long thing that we can do together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of pieces here. Give me just a second. So one of the series, and you know I love a good series, is the Shepherd's Bush Thankful Notes series. I have completed 2 of them. I have done spooky notes for Halloween, and I've done merry notes for Christmas. And I love hanging these little guys up. So this just came down, and this will be going up here in about 2 weeks, right? And so I was talking to my friends, Lynn and Sumi, and I was trying to talk them into starting a Whopper. I'm like, ooh, we should start, and I, pitched them a great big huge chart. And especially Sumi, who is very practical, she was like, I'm not doing that. That's too big. And I was like, really? And then we started talking, and Lynn's like, yeah, really? My next start is going to be winter notes. And I'm like, oh, in the Shepherd's Bush series, right? She's like, right. So let me see. Where is it? Where is it? Is it over here? Yes. So anyway, Lynn started talking about wanting to stitch winter notes. And I'm like, oh, I want to stitch winter notes. So what we have decided is we're going to SAL the Shepherd's Bush Notes series all year long. We're just, it's going to be like Anna of Stitch Roadies, where she starts a finishes a prairie schooler, starts a prairie schooler, finishes a prairie schooler, starts a prairie schooler. I want to do that with the notes, and I want you to join me. There are so many cute ones. Like those 2 I just showed you, adorable. And what's really cool is you can order the frame. Yeah. You just call them up, and you call up Shepherd's Bush, and I'm looking here in Ogden, Utah, and you tell them which one you want, and they will mail it to you. Couldn't be easier. Just make sure you stitch it on the same count fabric that they call for, so it'll fit, of course. So I'm going to start winter notes, and what's really fun is they're not very big. Like the stitch count on this one is 51 by 75. So these aren't Whoppers, but there's a lot of them, you guys. So there's winter notes. After winter notes, I'm going to do spring notes. Yep. Won't that be fun? Each one of these also has a little button pack. Here's the buttons for the winter notes. There are tons of them, you guys. So I don't know about you, but these things are sitting in my stash. They're good stash busters, right? You just pull them out. I've been able to order the bead packs from my local LNS, Threadneedle Street. I've also been able to pick them up at Acorns and Threads. I know that you can call Shepherd's Bush and they will send them to you. So the beads are really easy to get. Don't let those stop you. And I think most of these are stitched, if not all of them are stitched. Yeah, on a 32 count linen. So definitely, I think they would be pretty easy to do on Ada. So anyway, join me and Lynn and Sumi for our Shepherd's Bush Notes SAL. And I'm going to create a hashtag, and I'm thinking about it, and I think we'll do Thankful Notes SAL, S-A-L. So dig through your stash, see what you've got. I have got, beyond those, I think I had I pulled out a couple others to share with you. Yep, here they are. Okay, so the other ones that are also in my stash, I have summer notes. Summer notes. Look at, there's a sailboat. Yep. And then I have busy notes, which is adorable with the bee and the bee skep. Yeah. So, and then of course, here's the pattern for Merry Notes. Really super cute, you guys. I would love for you to jump on the Thankful Notes SAL with Lynn and Sumi and myself. So there you go. I think that's it, you guys. I am just so happy to have you here on FlossTube and following me, and I wish you a good couple of stitchy weeks, and I will come back and talk to you in a couple of weeks, and we'll see what I got up to. All right, put your comments down below of how you think I need to organize my stitching for 2023, or share with me how you're organizing your stitching for 2023. Okay, thanks friends. I'll talk to you later. Bye.